Record video. Button. Stop recording. Face centered. Speech off.
Hi guys. Happy Friday. And you'll probably be watching this tonight. Vlogtober hot topic. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll go up tonight. So this will be in real time. How about that? This is the 17th of October. So let's get into it, guys. So as we all are aware, surgery, cosmetic surgery has been an increasing topic and reality with everyone. It's beyond women, it's everyone doing it now. And it's become so prevalent that it's almost a societal norm, particularly here in the States. But what's not talked about are what comes with surgery. So this video was actually inspired by a young lady that I've been following and watching her life probably like for 5 years now. And she's really young. She's 22, and she just flew to Colombia by herself, stayed for 3 weeks to have surgery. And I was devastated. It popped up as an alert for me about an hour ago, and I couldn't even believe it. And I was like, you know what? And I left a comment on her video. And if you end up seeing this video, I love you so much. And I left some comments as far as giving guidance, but I decided to do this video because it's very much needed. And if you're considering getting surgery, you've made your mind up to do so, or you just finished having surgery, then this video is for you. Please share this because this is going to answer a lot of questions, and it's going to give you a lot of things to consider along with this journey. Number one, surgery is dangerous. And I understand that in this very visual world where your looks are everything, and when you are in a career or industry where everything is dependent on how you look and it affects you, then I could understand why someone would say, I want to have surgery. I understand when you want to have surgery because you've had an accident and it has changed you, and you're doing things to feel better about yourself, to recover, right? To bring yourself back to something similar to what or who you were, right? And then there are those who are opting to do it because they just want to look a certain way. You know, this is what they want to do. They want to invest their money in this look because maybe naturally they don't have it, or they don't want to wait. So it's just, I'm going to do this. So the first thing I would say is that you should follow women or people that have had successful surgeries, and you should find out every single thing they did if they're willing to tell you, and total that up and be ready to do every single thing that they did. I am by profession in many things, but I am a licensed bilingual Spanish medical massage therapist. I am classified as a medical practitioner in 5 different states, and I have worked coast to coast. I have worked in several medical spas, one in Georgia, actually 2 in Georgia, one in Florida, one in California, one in Texas. I have lived and I have worked my fair share in the industry, and I have seen large groups of women with unsuccessful surgery, and then I've seen a very, very small number of women who are flawless. The women who are flawless have actually dedicated their entire lives to their bodies. So these women are following the dietary regimen, they are exercising, they keep up with their treatment plan, they do not, they don't play with it. They don't alter it, they don't take shortcuts, they don't. These women exercise 4 times a day. They eat very well, very clean. They buy the butters, they buy the creams. They drink their water. They wear their fajas. They come in, they get cavitation. They are serious. You can't even see any scars on them whatsoever. They're buying the oils. They are very well invested. Now, the other women that I've come across that look good in their clothes, but when you take their clothes off, their bodies are like cement walls and raw bacon. Literally. Because they're not following the regimen. Now, unfortunately, these surgeons, they may or may not be telling you. They may tell you, oh, you just need a couple of massages after this and some painkillers and you'll be good to go, and just give yourself, and that's all you need to do. And that's a lie. Now, you can go on medicalmassage.com and you can find you a medical massage therapist. You can find you some RNs. There's a couple of RNs on Instagram, registered nurses that particularly work with post-op cosmetic surgery patients. They do body sculpting. They do body contouring. They do IV treatments. All of that, I highly recommend all of it. I would say that if I was going for surgery of any kind, I would do pre-op and then I would do post-op. I wouldn't just do post-op. And pre-op can be like 60 days out before your surgery, where you start preparing your body for surgery. And then after that, I would, be prepared to do 12 to 18 months of continuous recovery. And what does that look like? That means that you're going and you're getting your massages 3 times a week. That means that you're going to do lymphatic drainage. That means that you're keeping up with your faja. That means that you have a whole treatment plan. You do not drink alcohol ever. You don't even consider drinking alcohol. You're getting your rest. You are drinking your 2 liters of water every day, of alkaline water at room temperature. That means that you are following it to a T. You're getting your exercise. You are dedicated. And the biggest problem that I see is that you all do not understand that when you are moving things from one place in your body to another, first of all, it's hot. It's so dangerous. Lipo is so dangerous because you could have a heart attack. Like, you never know how your body will respond. Moving fat from one area to another is very dangerous. But your body is having to recreate muscle memory and adjust for this transition. And when you're not assisting it, the first thing your body's going to do is say, hey, something's here that wasn't here, and it's going to go into rejecting it. And this is where like uneven body parts come from. This is where hardening of your skin, of your entire. There are people that you all have seen where you talk about these uneven body parts, where you see one cheek is lower than the other, or one is flat and one is round, or one thigh seems to be, more than the other thigh, or one hip, or this and that. These things happen when you do not commit to your recovery plan, because your body is saying, oh my God, what is going on? What is this? This wasn't here. This doesn't belong here. Let's get this out of here. Let's move this back to where it came from. Your body's going to do that. If you don't help it accept this and recreate the muscle memory, your body's just going to. And this is where reduction massage comes in, where body sculpting comes in, where body contouring comes in. This is where IV treatments come in, where your medical massage comes in to increase that nutrient-rich blood, increase of your circulation. Your body needs so much help while you're in this delicate and fragile position. And for you to think that you could just get a massage here or there, once you're in excruciating pain, once you can't breathe. You guys don't know how many hair shows I've been at, and I have a treatment center, like where it's a wellness, spot in the event. And so you come over, you get a chair massage. I will get girl after girl that looks amazing in her clothes. They have on these pretty dresses, and they'll be like, I'm in so much pain. Can you help me? They'll ask me to, do a chair massage for them. Sure, come on over. Let me see what's going on. They'll have clumping spots, large ones too, like 3 inches, clumping spots. And I'll ask them, how long did you do recovery? Did you do recovery? Where did you do recovery? What is your regimen? Are you exercising? How are you eating? Are you drinking alcohol? All of them are drinking alcohol. I'm like, hey, you're slowing down your healing process when you do that. What you're doing is you're throwing your body off. You're raising the acidity level. So you need your body to stay at a constant pace of healing, in a position to heal. And when you throw that alcohol in there, you throw everything off. When you're doing, it's like you explain as much as you can, and it's up to you all to apply the knowledge. There's creams and oils that you need to use while your body's healing, so you don't have scar tissue. And you have to drink the water. You have to, or you're going to have that concrete, behind the glutes of steel, You're literally going to have them. You'll have the, brick wall for your stomach. It will literally be a brick wall. And you guys don't know how many girls, they make me cry. I'm talking about crying, because I'm like, you're getting ready to die. Like, there's no circulation here. Like, why would you spend all this money to do this to yourself and not complete it? Because the surgery is just 1/3 of the situation. That's only 1/3 of it. You don't, oh, I got the surgery, I'm done. That's not real. And anybody that tells you you don't really need to do all that, anybody that you say, hey, you know what, I was watching this girl's video, BI Life with Kelly, and she says that I actually need a 12 to 18 month treatment plan, that I should be in somebody's medical spa, and I should be doing 3 to 4 times a week for the first 6 weeks, and then I'll be decreasing based on my progress. Yeah, that's the truth. Anybody that tries to tell you no is because they're trying to get you they're thinking you have money problems, and they're just trying to get you on that table. So they're like, oh, if this person has money problems, we just want to get them in here. They can figure all that stuff out later. It's dangerous, you all. It's so dangerous. There's a young lady that lived in my building. She had been in my building for a very long time, and she hadn't worked in a very long time. This girl went and got surgery, and she was the first person that I understood what botched meant. You all, her body was so messed up. She had no form anymore. She had no suppleness about herself. It was her body is just like fluid. It's like, just imagine a watery body. No consistency. There's no shape. Nothing, you all. That's how bad her body was. She doesn't even know what these people put in her body. She was in so much pain. She was just going to the hospitals begging them to take whatever was in her body out. And she is messed up for the rest of her life. This is what concerns me, is when you all don't even know, like, what are they putting in your body? Like, what did they use? What actually happened here? A lot of times you don't know. It's so many girls I've watched their surgery stories, and they talk about how they went to a particular country or they went to a particular office. They don't know what the person actually put inside of them, so they went to another doctor once they got some more money, a reputable doctor, and had all of that removed and everything done over again. You all, it's a bit much. And the thing is, the younger you are, it's so heartbreaking, because it's like your bodies haven't even finished growing. Did you know your body's not finished growing until you're like 25? And even then, as women, our bodies are not finished, because we're going to have motherhood. A lot of us are going to go through the experience of becoming mothers, and then our bodies will develop even more. Like, you truly don't know the body that you really will end up having until like your late 20s, early 30s. That's when, your development is finished. You could say, okay, this is it. So to like already be jumping to get it so young, it's like, for me, I'm saying, you must know for sure you're not going to have any children. And some people do. Some people know, like, I'm not having kids. And based on, the women in my family, whoever, the people in my family, this is pretty much our look. That's it. And so I'm going to do surgery. And I respect it. I just want you all to understand that surgery is not it. So don't think you pay for surgery, you have the surgery, and you're 99.999% finished. You're not. You're nowhere near finished. And this is a lifelong investment, because there's no surgery that you do one time and you're finished. No, you have to do follow-up surgeries to keep up with the look and everything like that. Like, it's never going to be a time where you got to do this surgery and you're finished. BBLs, lipos, everyone that starts getting lipo, they get addicted to that, and they keep getting it. They'll try to get it. You're not supposed to really get lipo again for 5 years, and they'll get it in 2 years. They'll find a doctor that's willing to give it to them, in 2 years, a year and a half. After those doctors do that, they won't let you get it again for a while, because you can have a heart attack. I don't know how to express that to you all, to let you know. Lipos and heart attacks, lipo and cardiac arrest, lipo and stroking up out of here, those go hand in hand. And every time you don't have that experience, it's a blessing from the Most High God. And that's just what that is. So playing around with lipo is not a good idea. If you don't need it, you're going to have to exercise no matter what. You're going to have to exercise. You know what? A prime example, the reality of it, a prime example here on YouTube is Christina Villega. V as in Victor, Illega. Look at her channel and see all her surgeries and what she does. This girl spends thousands of dollars on her body and surgeries. She goes to some clinic where they have this machine where you lay on it and it does the workout for you as if you did like 1,000 squats. Like, she goes and gets her different treatments. She doesn't play around with it. Her body looks good. She looks healthy. And even with all that she does, she still had a ruptured implant for her breast, and she just had to get her breast redone. And let's say those breast implants was only like maybe 4 or 5 years old, because she's only like 25, 26. So I think she got her breast done at 19 or 20, maybe 21. I don't remember. But I'm just telling you that surgery is a lifelong experience. You need to save a lot of money for surgery, because the real journey is after surgery and is recovery. And the more faithful you are to recovery, the better that you will look, the better that you will feel, the better the outcome, the longer lasting the outcome, and you can stay out the hospital. You can, because the thing is, when you all opt to go out the country to have surgery, when you come back to the States, most doctors will not touch you, and the hospital only is responsible to stabilize you. And that means as soon as your vital signs normal out, you're out of there. They're not going to take anything out. They're not going to do anything in regards to your surgery. They're only going to stabilize you. So you will have to pick a doctor who has a partnership with the country that you're coming from, where you know who to go to if there's a problem when you get back. If you have a doctor in wherever, one of your first questions during this consultation is, do you have a partner in my country to where when I come back home, if there's a problem, I have somewhere to go? Someone that can help me, that can resolve the problem if I need to do a surgery, whatever it is. Do you have a partner? And then you need to set up a second consultation with that partner to verify and get a clear understanding of what it is they are providing to you, okay, as a partner. You need to know if they're strictly going to stabilize you as well, or are they going to charge you whatever the fees are for whatever they do in their office, or what comes with this partnership. What should your expectation, or should you have enough money to get back to that country to get help if it ends up going that way? You need to answer those questions. You need to make sure you know that worst case scenario, you have a plan and you have the resources to get it done. Because unfortunately, it's a lot of girls that don't have any of those answers, and they don't get the help that they need beyond, some painkillers. And then, I know girls with surgeries that are in so much pain all day long, they drink all day long. They drink, they stay tipsy so they don't feel it. And that's their secret to success. They love the way they look in clothes, not without the clothes. In clothes, they love the way they look. They drink and stay tipsy all day long, and they're functioning. For me, they're like functioning alcoholics. They do what they have to do, and, that's it. Let's not be that way, though. Successful, it's another girl on here that will give you a good idea of what your life is like with surgery. Oh, her name is oh my God, Gina Janine. Her name is Gina Janine, and her name is not spelled like normal. Like, it may be like Gina, or I think maybe it's Gina, but the Janine is like Jyneen or something like that. That girl right there, she's had so much surgery. She's had her breast done at least like 7 times. She gets all kinds of things done to herself. And she stays in the gym, and then she'll show you how her weight fluctuates, how she does like intermittent fasting. She does so many things behind trying to keep the results she's looking for post-surgery. Also, she shows you what happens when you don't. She shows you, she has some videos of some people she uses, so you could try them if you're she's in the Houston area. And the other girl that I mentioned, Christina Villegas, she's in Chicago. So if you're in one of those areas, or you have the means to travel to those areas, there's a medical spa in Norcross, Georgia that I highly recommend. I think it's off of Jimmy Carter, and I actually used to work there my own self. So, there's plenty of resources for you to take care of yourself and to commit to your recovery and get the results that you deserve, and also live the life that you really want to live, right? So my number one recommendation is not to get surgery, especially if you can't afford it. If you can't afford recovery, you can't afford surgery. So just stop right there. And honestly, if you can't afford preoperative care, then you can't afford surgery. And even after healing, after 18 months, you still have to keep the lifestyle if you want to retain like long term. So you're signing up to working out 3-4 times a week. This is what you're signing up for. If you want to retain the results, you want to look good, you want this body, then you have to work for it. And that's the thing and reason why I say don't even get the surgery. Just start working out 3-4 times a day. There's another young lady on Instagram. Her name is Antonique Landry. She's out of Houston as well. She can build anybody's body and it look like surgery, and it's not. And it doesn't matter what your age is. This girl has done it all. She built her own butt. She never had a large behind ever. She's barely 5 feet. And this girl, her gym is called Phoenix Fitness. Follow her, Antonique, Antanique. I've known her like 20 years, no lie. And seriously, if you're going to do the surgery, no matter what, just stack that bread up. Make sure you have more than enough. Find you your support. Find you your go-tos for best case and worst case scenario. Find out what your doctor can and cannot do for you before and after surgery. Who are their partners? Find them, call them, find your medical practitioners for post-operative care, recovery. Get on medicalmassage.com. Get your therapist. Get your life is in your hands. Your body is in your hands. And at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to build your village. This is the most dangerous, expensive thing that you'll ever do. And you will have to continue to do it. Now, what you could do is skip the surgery and just start committing to changing your lifestyle, you could get another treatment plan, another wellness plan that would evaluate you from head to toe and start a regimen. It's still going to be a change, and you're definitely going to get the look, but it'll take a little bit. I honestly see if you really commit to the routine without surgery, I've seen the results faster that way, honestly, than having surgery. Surgery, it prolongs because you have to wait for your body to heal, recreate the muscle memory, go through all of that. Whereas if you decide the option without surgery, because you can do lipomassage. God, these medical massage therapists, they do lymphatic drainage, they do lipomassage. That is awesome. And it takes the inches away. It resculpts the body contouring, all of it. It all works together. You can do that. You can do that. You can get the body that you want. Live the lifestyle. You have to get on a certain diet. You have to get on a certain exercise routine. Boom. You got the body. You got the best body that you can have naturally. So if that means if your normal body is not, you don't have per se large hips. You don't have a large behind. You don't have large breasts. What you may achieve though is elongated torso. You may have perkier breasts now, where your breasts are sitting up now. You may have more of an arch in your back where you have, your glutes are lifted now. You may have more defined. Everything is going to be more defined, more chiseled, and it's going to be lifted, which is going to look amazing. Your skin is going to look amazing, glowing. You're going to have things on you that's going to be eliminated. So really and truly, I'm doing this video for those of you all who say, no, I want surgery. I'm doing surgery. I'm convinced that's the way for me. Then get your money up. That's what I'm going to tell you. Build your village. Find your support group. Make sure that if you're going out the country, and even if you're staying in the country, that you know your doctor's partners. That means good or bad, where you're going, who you're going, if there's an emergency, what hospitals they're connected to, what hospitals take cosmetic surgery patients. You have your whole plan from top to bottom. You have your therapist, you have your long-term care, your wellness plan, you have your exercise plan, you have your nutrition, everything that goes along with recovery. And you have the financial resources to accomplish exactly what I'm saying. So what does that look like? Just to give you guys an example, I worked at a couple of, like I just told you guys, different places I've worked. The prices range from how much you purchase, okay? You could get 18 sessions of lipomassage, which, by the way, is something that you start. If you want the best optimal results, then you would start lipomassage before surgery if you're still going to do surgery. But you could do lipomassage without surgery and get the results, okay? So you could do 18 sessions of lipomassage depending on who the therapist is, and you could pay, around $5,000 for that, okay? You could go 3 times a week for, let me see, what is it? Yeah, 3 times a week for 6 weeks, or you could go twice a week for 9 weeks, right? But the therapist, they want you to go 3 times a week for the best results, and you see results immediately, by the way. So you could do lipomassage. Now, if you're gonna do it after, which is great, you're still gonna do the same thing. So you would see your recovery therapist so you could get your lymphatic drainage, and so you could get your cavitation if that's what you need, and so you could also get your lipomassage and everything like that. Now, some spas have a bundle, like it'll be a recovery, so you don't have to pay per thing, or you could pick what you want to get. Now, they're going to advise based on whatever surgeries you opted to have, and how many times, like, is this your first round on surgeries, what round you're at. They're going to tell you, this is what we recommend, this is what this will get, and then you have to decide, okay, yes, I agree or not. And I recommend that you go for these consultations before you go out the country or before you get on somebody's table. I recommend that you have all these conversations before, not after, so you can have your money together. Because it hurts me so much. You all are out here messed up. Literally messed up and dying. You all and dying. Please take your life seriously. It's so sad to me, especially the women that have children. My heart goes out to your children, because for you to die on that table and leave these babies behind, no ma'am, no sir. So please have these conversations before you get surgery. Please be in the financial position to handle your life, your surgery bound life. And it's not one time. You're going to keep getting them. So just go ahead on and know that for the rest of your life, you will be keeping a reserve, and you will have to keep, if you're just a person that can only, I would say $25,000 needs to be in an emergency fund at all times. So at any point, if anything happened, if you needed to fly to that country, you could get up and go. If you need to go to some partner doctor locally, wherever they are, you can get up and get there. If you have to take off work for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever, you could do that and afford to do that. You need like $25,000. And then throughout this process, if that $25,000 dwindled down, you need to stack it back up. And you need to just always have this money to the side, that if anything happens, you are in the position to handle it. Now, a lot of you all are going to ask me, and I actually stopped working for a lot of recovery centers because they don't tell you all everything, because they're so focused on just getting you to their recovery center and trying to keep the price down, and they don't tell y'all everything. So I actually started to write a book about this, but what I found is I started, there's a lot of predators in the medical industry, and what they'll do is take your books and then they'll turn it into something that it's not, or they'll try to misuse the information to take advantage of you all. So I had said, you know what, I'm going to move myself out of this space, right? And what I will do, though, is if you are a person that needs help and you're going to do this surgery, you've already done it, or you're already scheduled, you can contact me directly. My email is here, so just like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. But my email is right there in my About tab. It's the same as my channel, vilifewithkelli@gmail.com. And you all can email me and schedule a consultation with me, and we can go over everything from top to bottom. And when I say top to bottom, I mean top to bottom. That means wherever you live, I will build your village. I will make sure that you have your doctors, you will have your treatment plan, you will have your pre-op, your post-op, you will have the entire kit and caboodle, plus the budget for you to be able to properly go into this thing and come out on the best side possible of it. So you will have the financial resources and the knowledge. You will be fully prepared for what you're going into. And it's not a walk in the park. A lot of y'all, I hear you guys talking like, oh, I have a high pain tolerance, this and that, blah, 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 this and that, and this and that. Y'all, the surgery is not that's not the end of it. I don't know how else to tell y'all that. The surgery is just the beginning. It's not the end. You all will be asking, you don't know how many emails and DMs I get. Why doesn't my body look like, when I was working in the medical spas, that was like the number one question. And it would trip me out because these girls that look like raw bacon, and they look beaten, and they have the holes all over them, and they're like, I don't know why my stuff is not healing and why my body, because they're stuck on Instagram. Oh, they come into the office, they're on Instagram, they're looking at other girls' bodies, they're showing you the other girls' bodies. I mean, they're barely interacting and paying attention to what you're saying because they're so stuck on making sure their body looks like this. And I'm telling them, the reason why she looks like that and you don't is because A, you're not listening. You're not present right here, right now, in this moment. In your appointment right now, you're not even present listening. You don't adhere to your treatment plan. You come in here whenever you want, you know, once a week, once every other week, once a month. This one girl got her BBL. This girl bought a 3-pack. A 3-pack is 1 week, guys. It's not 3 weeks. It's not 2 weeks. And it's for sure not 3 months. This girl got one treatment and we didn't ever see her again till like a month or two later. I'm like, ma'am, this not doing anything. I mean, I'm like, you must be in a lot of pain to finally come back. She's like, I am. I'm always in pain, blah, blah, blah. And this and that. I'm like, okay, well, get on the table. You know, we're going to help you, you know, soothe you. But nothing's going to recover. I mean, you're going to be permanently like this if you keep... And it's like, how alarming. I mean, you're the one walking around like this. This is what I'm saying to myself. You're the one walking around like this. You're the one with this behind that is every bit of steel. It's every bit of a concrete wall. It's every bit of... It's bricks are more supple. Bricks are softer than this woman's behind. I'm saying to her, ma'am, what are your goals? Or you don't care? Are you done? Are you ready to go? Like, you're finished? You've seen it all. You've done it all. You could care less. You're good to go. You're ready to go to the other side. So, anyhow, you all, I wanted to do this video. I wanted to talk to you all. I wanted to make sure that I said it on my platform that I don't recommend surgery. If you're going to do it anyhow, build your village. Make sure you have the financial resources to take care of the entire cost associated with the commitment that is surgery. And it is not the day you have surgery and the 3 weeks after or the 3 days after. It's not like that. Y'all, I just had a client in South Beach. What was that? Last year. I had a client in South Beach last year. This girl had surgery like 2 days before. She was in so much pain. I mean, so much pain. I mean, she was begging. I said, look, you just had surgery 2 days ago. I can only do a couple minutes on you. And I'll just see what happens. Truthfully. You all, there's oils that you need. There's things that You have to do. Like, you can't get out of it. YouTube is not enough. YouTube University, it's not enough. And talking yourself into thinking that you got this, winging it, it's not enough. It's not going to do it. These lovely young women that have had these surgeries, these celebrities, they can afford pre and post op. They can afford to have a nurse at home with them. They can afford to actually be at a recovery center in some very nice luxury high-end resorts for 2 months and 3 months and just lay up and heal and lay in the sun and have someone come out and do their medical massage and do their treatments from the poolside or out on the cabana. They can do all of that. And you all are thinking, oh, I don't need all that, or somebody's telling y'all, or you're just skipping over it like, I'm gonna do what I can do, and then it's just gonna work out. And that's not how it works out. That's not real. That's not how it works. So, step 1, find out where is your support system. If you don't know how to do that, send me an email. You send me an email, you tell me, what are your goals? You tell me where you live. You tell me when are you planning to do this. That's what you do. Send me an email. We'll build your village. We'll build your support system. We'll build a healthy expectation. We'll build a healthy budget. We'll build a real commitment to what you're doing, which is surgery lifestyle. And we will talk about the lifestyle that goes with this decision. Because for some reason you all think you're getting out of exercising, you're getting out of the nutrition changes, you think you're getting out of something. You're not. You're jumping in a big pool of commitment to a huge lifestyle change, to continuous surgery, and you need the money to do it. You have to. Your life depends on it. The quality of your life depends on it. The quality of your look depends on it. Everyone in your life is affected by this decision that you're making. Everyone. You have children, you have a husband. And another thing I do want to tell you all, for those of you all who are married doing these things, and for those of you all who are in committed relationships doing these things, please do understand that you may lose your spouse over this. You may lose your fiance. You may lose your partner, your significant other. They may walk away because they signed up to be with you, the person, before surgery. And if they cannot handle it, if they're truly not for it, because they may be blowing smoke. They may be saying, oh yeah, babe, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel better, whatever. They may be saying that in hopes that you're not doing it, in hopes that you can't afford to do it, in hopes that something happens and you don't do it. And then when you go forward with it, and they may be still trying to talk themselves into accepting it, and your body's different, especially when you don't do recovery. When you do not do your 12 to 18 months of recovery, you get ready for the rubbery, hard as nails body. Get ready for changes in your body. Nipple sensitivity, nipple desensitivity. You can't even feel your nipples. You can't feel your breast anymore. You may have nipples that are erect all the time now from your surgery. It never stops. It never changes. This is just one of the effects of having these surgeries. Get ready. You may have a situation. Some of these women never get rid of the holes from lipo. They never get rid of these different incision lines. All kinds of things. It's very unattractive. And it's not an age group either. I've had clients, these women are 50 and 60 years old, and they look fantastic. But they are diehard recovery women. I mean, you can't even tell. This woman had me floored. She came in to see me. She's married. She's married. I don't even know if her husband really knows that she has surgery, because her body is supple. It's scarless. There's not an incision nowhere. You can't find it. Her skin is so supple and soft. The woman is serious. She works out. She swims. She looks fantastic. So you can't put it on an age. You can't put it on genetics, heredity. You can't put any of that. It doesn't work. What works is recovery, true recovery, treatment plans, lifestyle commitment, because this is what you're signing up for. Surgery is not the end of it. It's the beginning. Surgery is the beginning. So, if you can't afford pre-op care, you can't afford surgery. If you can't afford post-op care, you really can't afford surgery. So, you may need to sit yourself down. You may need to have several seats. Even if you found insurance to cover the surgery, if that insurance doesn't cover pre and post-op, and if it doesn't cover any residuals of surgery, meaning if there's anything that happens associated to this surgery, if your insurance does not cover that, you need to have the money to do so. If the partner network, so they're not the original doctor, but the partner network, if they don't take your insurance, you need to know what are the fees, and you need to have the money for that. And know what hospitals and clinics and urgent care. Find and build your village, your cosmetic surgery village. Find it and build it. You need to know your therapist. You need to know your nurses. These are the ladies that's going to come and do mobile massage therapy for you. They'll come to your house and they'll do your treatments. They'll do lipomassage. They'll do lymphatic drainage. They'll do your IV treatments. They'll do body sculpting. They'll do body contouring. They'll do reduction massage. They'll do all the things that I am trained to do and more. And you will look fantastic, and you will feel amazing if you're committed to it. If you're not, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't feel anything. It makes me cry, because it really shows like where your mind is at. And do have these fajas. Stop thinking you can cut corners. There's no corners to cut. There's nothing about surgery that is giving, this is a shortcut. It's not a shortcut. It's nothing about it that's a shortcut. Okay? So, you want the surgery? Hey, you want the lifestyle that comes with it, and you're going to pay the cost to be the boss one way or another. And that's the craziest part. You're going to pay the cost one way or another, willingly or not. You're going to pay the cost, because you're either going to suffer, and I do mean suffer, one way or the other. You're going to do it. You're going to get the results you want and commit to that and pay the cost for that, or you're going to suffer. Use the fajas. That is assisting in recreating the muscle memory. Use the waist trainers. That is assisting in continuing and keeping that elongated spine, that elongated torso, that Coke shape that you're looking for, whatever it is that you're looking for. When we tell you, you need this, stop thinking somebody's just trying to blow smoke. Stop thinking somebody's just trying to run up a check. Oh, I don't need all that. Yes, you do. You know what gets on my nerves too? These girls that really do look good in their clothes, but don't with the clothes off. And they're the main one talking crap and telling you that you don't need to do all that. Because when you see them, you think like, oh my God, you look so good. Did you have surgery? And they're like, yes, girl. And you don't even know that they're behind, from their behinds down to right above the back of their knee. All of that looks like cottage cheese, by the way. All of it looks like cottage cheese. raw bacon. They look like they've been brutalized with the clothes off. So you listen to these people that's got clumps of concrete patches, clumps of meat, hardened meat. Imagine when you overcook hot dogs. Imagine that's in your skin. Yeah. You like all that? I'm telling you all. I don't know. I don't want to make my channel like a bunch of story times, but maybe I need to. Comment down below if you guys want me to do some story times. I could talk to you guys about my time at these medical spas, and I could tell y'all story after story, different people. I'll tell you a little bit about their background, and I'll tell you their results. If you guys want me to do story times, I'll do them. But I just want you all to get it right the first time if you're going to do that. What's Kelly's number one recommendation? No surgery. There's too many non-invasive approaches and techniques out here now for you to get the same results, if not better, and not do surgery. You don't want that. I understand. You have your mind made up. I understand. And let's build your village. That's what I say. Those are my number one and number two recommendations. No surgery. And if you're going to go on and have surgery, number two, let's build your village. Number three, let us have the finances and resources to heal and to retain the results or to achieve the results we desire. Number four, we're going to have to establish the lifestyle, the routine, and we're going to, number five, have to have the resources and the support to keep going. Because you will have to do surgery again every 5 to 10 years. At the longest, I've seen women not have to do anything again for 15 years. But just know their commitment level is extraordinary. So, these women are working out multiple times a day, every day. Their whole life revolves around their bodies inside and out. So if you are committed like that, you can go swimming regularly. You have like a jacuzzi bathtub with the different settings. You're using all your different essential oils, creams. You're doing your massage therapy, medical massage. You're still getting your IV treatments. All of these things it'll decrease, right? So from the beginning, like I said, you're going 3-4 times a week. Then it'll go down. It'll go down to 2-3 times a week. Then it'll go down to once and twice a week. But it's never going to go away. Never going to go away. So you might just go once a week. You may go here once, or you may make it a day where you go do certain treatments on a certain day every week, along with your daily routines, your daily nutrition, your daily diet, your daily workout regimen. Like, it's never going away, because this is what you've signed up for. When you do this, when you want a certain body, then it comes with a certain lifestyle. So again, if you do not know where to start, you don't know what to do, email me. I would love to help you. I would love to make sure that there's not another woman lying dead somewhere or walking around with arms of steel and glutes of concrete. I would love to. I would love to help you. Make my day. I want to help you. Now, the next and final question that I get, and that I do know you all want to know, is, honestly, how much is all of this going to cost me? $100,000. Seriously. I don't know exactly what you want to get. The topics that I see most often, what I've dealt with the most, is BBL, lipo, and the breast augmentation. Those are breast augmentation, which covers breast lift and breast enhancements, right? Those are the things I've seen most often. Now, I've had clients that do ab edging. I've had clients that have done things with their hamstrings, their quads, their calves. I've had male clients who have opted for surgery for their genitalia. I've had people doing facial surgeries, cosmetic surgeries, adding things, cheeks to their cheekbone area. Like, you'll be surprised, the things that are on people's minds, heart and souls. They're getting their lips augmented. Where they do that flip thing or that keyhole thing, or like so many different things, and then doing it over and over, not allowing yourself to truly heal, and you're already going back in to do something else, right? So I don't know what you're going to choose to do. I don't know how drastic of a change you're going for. I don't know. But I will say that you need to be thinking like lifestyle, long term, and having reserves. You go see, these IV treatments. I've seen them every price. Everyone pretty much does the same thing. They'll sell you a pack. You could get, some places would have memberships. You can get unlimited. And I've seen all different prices. I've seen 5 treatments, 10 treatments, 20 treatments, right? I've seen all of it, going from the hundreds to the thousands. I've seen post-op recovery packs where they'll give you each treatment $45 per treatment, and that's with you buying a minimal amount of. So if you bought a 3-pack, that's a price. If you bought, I've seen 3-packs sold at $100. But that might just be like an introductory special too. But I've seen like $45 an hour, like I said, just depending on what you need and what comes with that. Because, that's one of those where you're at the end of your recovery. So you may not be doing as much as you were doing. So one treatment may be for you just lymphatic drainage. Who knows? It could be 15 minutes lymphatic drainage, and it could be cavitation. And some of y'all like, what the heck is cavitation? It's like an ultrasound. So there's a machine. It's shaped kind of like a bottle. It has a flat side to it. And basically will wand it over your body, right? And if you had any clumping, if you had any, sometimes when you have scar tissue, it'll wrinkle up like cottage cheese, right, in different spots. I remember I had ran into a tree, and all of this was split open in the middle of my face, like plugged. Y'all, you wouldn't even believe, because you can't even see. There's nothing there. Anyhow, when it was healing, it was a clump in this middle. And what I did was I would massage it every day. Well, I would use really good creams, though. I had some very good creams that were nutrient rich. They had a lot of vitamins in them. And I would massage in here every day. And just here and there. Anytime I thought about it, I would just massage in there. And it would smooth out while I was doing it. It would just smooth out, but then it would pop back up. So I had to commit to doing that every day, multiple times a day. And then it went on. Now, if I would have had that little cap, I did end up buying these facial rollers from Sephora that I recommend too. And matter of fact, I'm probably going to use one tonight. And I would use it, and I would put like my hydration mask and different facial oils, whatever. And then I would just use my facial roller, and it was smooth. But that's the same concept with cavitation. I'm telling you all about that, so you have an idea of what cavitation does. And so it's a non-invasive way to recreate muscle memory, to smooth and tone the body, to break up any clumping that you may have, and to assist in accomplishing the results, right? It's aiding in the healing and getting those results. Reduction massage too helps you with that. And we use a different tool for reduction massage, but basically that's a form of contouring and sculpting. And basically, especially for dancers, because the hardest thing for dancers when they're climbing the pole, they use so much of their body that it will actually push, like, because when you're toning, you're tightening the muscle, right? And if you've pushed, the fat there, and you're, with hopes of retaining that thicker, more voluptuous, right, more supple behind, but you're constantly, all night long, you're climbing a pole, you're, all over the floor, you're doing all this, then the dancers have an issue with their behinds flattening back down, or their power side being flat and then the other side being more rounded and voluptuous, right? So then they would come in with us, and then we would do a reduction massage, and we would basically sculpt it back up to even that back out. So I know I've told y'all a lot. This video is way longer than I intended, but I pray that it's been helpful and insightful for you all, and I pray that it's more than anything effective. And like I said, you have not because you ask not. So if you all want me to do another video, please leave all your questions and comments down below. If I know a lot of you all like to be private on my channel, my subbies are real. Y'all like to talk to me directly, not publicly, and I respect that. I would just say, please send me an email and just title it surgery, like the subject line. Just title it surgery, and then in your body, just refer to this video. You can even put the link to this video in the email if you like. My email is vilifewithkelli@gmail.com, and then just put, your information as far as, what surgery you're considering, or if you scheduled your surgery, whatever point you're at with the surgery, whatever your questions are, whatever your concerns are, your city and state that you live, and good times to reach out to you and how you want to be contacted, and we'll just go from there. Okay, guys, I want you all to be successful, and I want you all to live thriving and healthy lives. Okay, hugs and kisses.